My name is Brandon and welcome to or welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you like what you see in here, you're more than welcome to hit the subscribe button so you stay notified every time I upload a new video. Okay, let's get straight on with today's video. Hey everyone and welcome back to Is That More Brandon. So in today's video I'm going to be doing a review for the 46th episode of Love Island. So without further ado, here we go. So we found out that at the beginning of the episode, Maxwell and Olivia were obviously going to have to decide who the next couple was to be dumped from the villa. And Maya Jama asked them both to choose one girl and one boy to be dumped. They obviously went off to have a quick private chat, with Olivia saying that it was stressful, and Maxwell asking her what her initial thoughts were. She said potentially Shaq and Tanya, just purely because they've had so many chances and that you can genuinely see that they are in love with each other. And Maxwell said that obviously they had their moment of madness in Catherine Moore, and Olivia said maybe Shaq's now going to find it hard to trust Tanya, and obviously they truly love each other, so kind of what is the point for them to continue in the process. Maxwell said that Casey and Rosie are obviously quite new, but there must be something strong between the two of them. And Olivia said for them to look how quickly Casey had jumped from Lana to Claudia, and now he's jumping from Claudia to new girl Rosie, so maybe Casey could be a potential to be removed from the villa. And Maxwell said that there's definitely something there. Olivia said that obviously Keenan and Claudia is clearly a friendship, but Keenan is obviously now interested in getting to know Rosie. Maxwell said that he hasn't really had enough time to explore that situation, and Olivia said that if they were to keep Rosie and Keenan and let them explore with each other, Casey and Claudia could also rekindle things, and somebody else could actually come into the villa for Claudia. So Olivia said it was obviously a bit of a difficult decision, but they said that they had the idea of either keeping a couple who thought that could obviously rebuild what they had before, or to keep one boy and one girl who haven't actually had that much time in the villa so far, adding that there were so many options for them to go for. In the end, they decided to dump Keenan and Claudia from the villa, and Olivia mouthed over to Claudia saying that she was really, really sorry. And Sammy then said, who am I going to talk to? With Claudia saying that you're going to be fine. Tom said to Claudia, you're amazing. And Olivia said to Kai, thank you for being a part of my journey. Claudia said that there was definitely someone out there worthy of her. And Keenan said that he now needs to get on job on the outside. Olivia said that she was happy Max came in at Catherine Moore. Olivia said that she'll miss telling the other islanders exactly how she feels, adding that she will never change. And Maxwell said that he's obviously going to explore all these different new things with Olivia. And Claudia said that she's not going to look back or regret anything that she's done in the villa, with Rosie saying that she's obviously glad to be here. It's sad that obviously Keenan's gone and that she's felt a little bit lost without him. Shaq said that Olivia was his best girl and he got close to Maxwell, so it's obviously tough for the both of them to go. Casey wasn't expecting Maxwell and Olivia to be voted as the least compatible couple, and Jessie explained that she's never going to the beach club again. Kai also said that it was a blessing to not be vulnerable in that dumping. In the morning, Jessie said that it was weird seeing some of the beds empty, with Sanam saying that it was hard to lose not just one couple but two, and Tom explained to Shaq that obviously things were getting a little bit serious now. Shaq said that he felt a little bit deflated. Rosie was grateful to be in the villa, and Sammy basically said that the whole Max and Olivia situation has actually now thrown her off, with Kai saying that he's actually happy for Olivia and Maxwell, although they obviously had their little bit of difficulty. And Casey said that it was a shame that his last conversation with Claudia was sour and they couldn't actually end things on a nice friendship. Rosie explained that obviously her and Casey have only been coupled up for like one day, with Jessie saying that she wasn't ready for Claudia to go, but obviously she is happy for the other girls that have stayed. Tom said that obviously his two closest girls on the inside were Claudia and Sammy, saying that he's definitely going to see Claudia on the outside. And Kai explained that his head is definitely not going to be turning for anyone else, and he actually said to the boys that he's made things exclusive with Sanam. And for breakfast, he actually ended up making Sanam a frozen yogurt breakfast, or a frozen fruit breakfast, adding that there was definitely a connection between the two of them and they love it. And he actually said to Sanam, tell me that you love me. And she said, I don't really want that to come out of my mouth anytime soon, but I do like you. And then she went on to say that she's not going to say it first. She usually waits for someone else to say it first. And then she basically said she enjoyed her time with Kai yesterday, and he said that he obviously knows it's early for the two of them, but they are definitely on the right path. Casey questioned to Rosie how it felt being in the bottom four. He said that there were feelings there for Claudia, and obviously there were still feelings that Claudia had for him. Rosie said that she's obviously less conscious now of being flirty and affectionate with Casey, because obviously now Claudia's feelings are not involved because she's now not in the villa. And then Casey said to Rosie that hopefully the two of them were now plain sailing, adding that he's not been able to have a kiss with Rosie in front of everyone, and now he doesn't really need to think twice about doing it. Shaq said to Ron that obviously he hopes Tanya doesn't look too much into their bottom 4 situation. Sammy said how weird is it that obviously Olivia's not here, with Shaq saying that when him and Tanya are together, they know exactly how they feel about each other. Jessie said to Will that she didn't want Claudia to leave, adding that there was a lot of love there from Claudia to Casey. And she said that now that Olivia's gone, she does feel that little bit calmer. And she said she was really, really worried about the compatibility thing, but thankfully her and Will were not in the bottom 4. Tanya said to Shaq that she's obviously too blessed to be stressed, adding that they both know what they've both got is real, and everyone else knows what they've got as well, and they don't really need to think about other people's opinions as long as they know that's the most important thing. And Ron said to Lana that he wouldn't be able to kiss her after she had eaten a banana, and then he got a text saying that the Islanders were going to be going in a head-to-head competition in a sports day game, with Rosie shouting sports day, Casey saying that he's never lost at a sports day, it's his time to shine, Kai adding that he's a PE teacher so he shouldn't do too badly, and Sammy basically saying that she wouldn't be good, saying that Ron doesn't go to the gym, and adding that Lana has never looked at a gym. So I think Sammy said that she kind of had half a chance because there's a few other people that might be a little bit less sporty than she is. We actually ended up having 2 teams, so we had the blue team and the red team. So it was Will and Jessie who were the captains, and one by one they decided to choose who they wanted in their team. So in the end, Jessie had Tom, Sammy, Kai, Tanya and Ron. Will had Casey, Lana, Shaq and Rosie. Sanam wasn't actually picked, so by default she went onto the red team. So there were 5 rounds in total, first round being space hoppers, so all of the Islanders had to kind of jump on the space hoppers from one side of the pool to the other and then from the other back, and that first round was actually won by Jessie's team. The second game was called Egg and Spoon Race, and you can actually see some of the Islanders kind of holding the spoon with the egg on it, kind of making sure that it didn't move. So I think you had like Ron and Casey both shouting at each other. Tom was obviously not happy with some of them. It was Shaq and maybe Sanam that were like cheating. I'm not too sure exactly who it was, but there was a few people that weren't, you know, abiding by the rules. But anyway, Will's team won that round. In the third round, it was the water balloon race. So they basically had to pass a water balloon from mouth to mouth to mouth throughout the whole of their line, and then put it in a box or a container sort of thing at the end. Red team actually dropped quite a lot, but in the end it was red team that got 19, but it was the blue team that got 20. So again, Jessie's team has gone up 2-1 there. Number 4 was the inflatable board race, or the inflatable kind of, surfboard race. Again, they had to just swim on the surfboardy thing from one side of the pool to the other. It was the red team that won by 9 seconds. And then in the final game, it was the beanbag toss, where someone from each team had to throw a beanbag and get it as close to the target as possible. And then obviously you saw when Casey threw his, it didn't really go very far, and Ron just said it's a little bit short like Casey. And then Ron did the same thing again, he didn't really reach the target, and then Casey said back to him a little bit weak like Ron. So they were both coming at each other there, and in the end it was the red team that won. Again, that meant Jessie's team lost. Didn't mean that they were going to forfeit or anything, but Jessie said at least we didn't cheat. So I think some of those people in the red team, I think it was maybe Casey, Shaq, Sanam, were kind of, cheating in some of the games to kind of help them win. And obviously Tom wasn't very happy that they lost. Will actually had the word WINAZ, W-I-N-A-Z, on his t-shirt, and obviously they had won the game. And then, Rosie basically said to Jessie that they were a great team, and obviously Captain Jessie was still really, really good. Shaq said to Tom as a joke that his makeup was looking a little bit smudged, and Will said they should do their own sports day and they should let the other team win, with Tom basically saying like, shut up. And I think at this point both Will and Shaq were kind of going in at the losing team, but it kind of went from being a joke to kind of being annoying, and the more that they kept rubbing it in their face, the more that I think at first the girls were trying to stop them, but then Tom was just like, you know what, like stop, this is not funny anymore. Casey said it was obviously Project Wind Up Tom, with Will saying that without the losers, they obviously wouldn't be winners, and they just said thank you for participating. And then basically Sammy said to Tom, are they winding you up? With him going, yeah, a little bit too much. And then we saw Jessie kind of walking through the villa, and then I think she had Casey and Will both walking behind her, and she said that she wasn't going to sit with the two of them because there was just too much energy. And Shaq said that Tom was the easiest person to kind of bite onto their drama, and Rosie said that obviously they're sore losers, with Casey saying that they're going to keep it going by like taking the mick out of them. With Ron, Jesse, Shaq and Will, they said that they shouldn't poke Tom too quickly. Casey said that obviously Sammy looks angry too, that's kind of the entertainment sorted for the night, and Ron basically said they should just poke the couple a little bit. Even though Ron was actually on the losing team as well, he was kind of egging them all on. In the morning, Lana said to Tanya that she felt a little bit upset, with Tanya saying that obviously losing Olivia, the OG sister, since day one was obviously quite upsetting as well, because I think it was then only Lana and Tanya, the two original girls. We'd obviously lost Anna May, Tanya and Olivia. And Tanya said that people might have thought that she could have been better suited to Martin, but she knows that she's compatible with Shaq. And Lana said that her and Shaq are glued to each other's hip, with Tanya saying cheers to changing F all about their situation. Will basically went over to Tom and Sammy and basically was like showing them the trophy, with Sammy saying, can I feel it? Shaq, standing next to Tanya, said to Tom that this is something Tom's never going to have, obviously the trophy. And Will said again that without the losers there wouldn't be winners. And Tom basically said that they just need to know when enough is enough. Like, there's a difference between it being funny and having a little laugh and a giggle, but there's also, yeah, the fact of it being a little bit too much. Rosie said that obviously Tom was eyeing up the trophy, and actually I think this is where Sammy said, can I have the trophy? With Sanam saying no, she's going to throw it, and Tom just said, all right Shaq, relax. With Sanam saying, what do we do now? And Tom saying it was funny the first time, but now it's not funny, and then Shaq basically saying it's a joke. So I think at this point Tom and Shaq kind of had it out a little bit, where Shaq continued to just make jokes and make fun of the situation, when Tom was just like, look, I get it, it's funny, ha, game's over, can we just move on? And Shaq just continued and continued and continued. And then basically Tanya said to Shaq that obviously he was being a little bit petty and there was no need to kind of rub it in their face anymore. It was just literally a bit of a fun challenge, and they've just kind of taken that completely out of proportion. Tom said he doesn't like people who try to disrespect him, and Tanya basically said to Shaq that he has said to Tom that he's a grown man and that he's now going to have to straighten this issue out. By being like a real man or a strong man, it doesn't mean you're not allowed to be upset about losing a challenge, but just don't rub it in someone's face when it is literally just for a bit of fun. So yeah, that was Thursday's episode. So if you did enjoy, don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe. And until my next review, thank you for watching and goodbye.